Hi NEET-PG aspirants, I'm Dr. Benjamin from MEDPG and I'm here before you because NB has done it again by changing the exam pattern with just 40 to 50 days more for the exam. And if we don't take it in the positive sense and understand what's going to really change and not change, it may affect our preparation, and that negative impact can become a vicious cycle, leading to a complete poor performance in the exam, even if you are prepared really well. So one thing I want to make it clear is that, see, whatever the changes happen, whatever the systems that is going to change for the exam, the one thing that will not change is the way the exam is going to happen, the topics of the syllabus for the exam, and how we are prepared for the exam. All we need to understand is that logically there is a change, understand the change, plan for it, and go and write the exam. So what is the change here? As they've told, it's simply like INICET, they have divided the entire exam into multiple sessions. You have 40 questions, 42 minutes. That is totally 5 sessions, and where you have 210 minutes. It's almost the same pattern. Nothing has changed. It is just that you have to attend the 40 questions in sequence, submit it, and then understand that you can't come back when you go to the next session, and you have to finish within the time span. So this gives us an advantage. Rather than seeing it as a negative part, to majority of students, I want to tell you that, see, we have to plan our attempt of exam of 200 questions in such a way that our time management is positive, right? But now NBE has changed this and made us, intrinsically the plan has been implemented into the exam. So now they have told us that you have 40 minutes, 42 minutes to see 40 questions. So better you take a decision there itself, mark this 40 questions, and then move on. So what we have to do is, we have to finish in 35 minutes these questions and spare some 7 minutes to go back and review in case if you want to review. But my best thing, my practice, like when I was preparing for exam, I never mark questions for review. I only mark formula questions. For example, I have a number question and I am worried about my calculation, I mark it. But generally, I don't mark anything else, because whatever comes to your mind on the first instance you read the question, the gut feeling, that is the real answer. Generally, when I change, 10 questions like that, 7 of them will go wrong. So I never change my options once I have marked it. So better, instead of going back for review, finish it in a safe zone so that you can attend at least 35 questions in 40 questions in 35 minutes, and you have some 7 minutes to spare, in fact, if possible. And then move to the next section, so that you will not have to plan for a whole 200 questions time planning. You plan for 40 questions. So how to cope up with this? The best way is to go to any standard Q bank like Pre-PG, MEDPG, Marrow, PrepLadder, Cerebellum, any platform is totally fine. You just take a standard question bank and practice questions to be solved as 40 questions in 35 minutes. 40 questions in 35 minutes. Do a spell like that. Whenever you're practicing questions now on, for the next 1 week or 2 weeks, practice like you do 35 minutes in 40 questions in 35 minutes, so that you're always having this plan in your mind. And in fact, there are question banks, almost all question banks have INICET pattern, so they'll implement their GTs in EPG also. So the next GT, when you take it, make sure it's a GT like this, where you have 42 minutes for 40 questions, so that you can practice. And every 7th day, try to do the GT and stay on track. So instead of seeing this whole incident as negative and getting panicked about time management, see that the exam is 40 questions ka exams with 5 papers. So that 200 questions is divided into 5 sessions. You have 42 minutes, and each exam I'm answering for 40 minutes. Simple. So if you have that concept in your mind, you will not get panicked, you will not get stressed. You can go forward, attend this exam with focus. This is very important, because if at this 40 to 50 days of preparation, this is the most critical part that decides your rank and your score in your NEET-PG exam. If you are going to get frustrated now, lose your confidence, or stressed out, it will affect your entire preparation and the performance in your exam hall. So as an aspirant myself, when I was studying, I remember that this 40 to 50 days, I used to spend at least 10 to 12 hours daily on practicing questions and understanding where I was going wrong. So I used to understand these areas and read that areas up, so that I'm filling up mind gaps. I never used to go back and read notes all over and again. I used to practice questions. So I am advising you guys also to practice questions and focus and identify where you're going wrong. Forget about this change in pattern, forget about all these issues. Focus on your outcome. That is, see the entire exam as 5 different papers, 40 questions, 42 minutes, finish in 35 minutes. To achieve this thing, practice for the next 30 to 40 days, every day, practicing an exam with 40 minutes as time barrier, and you will do 30 questions. This will help you to tackle the whole system. So if you have any problems or confusion and you want some advice on anything, feel free to comment on this session and we'll definitely help you out. Thank you.